So a bit about me first. My name's Rob. I run a small bike shop in Nailsworth in the UK. I set it up about 5 years ago. I've been running it for the past 5 years. I do repairs and servicing, bike sales, bike hire and sales of parts and accessories. So I work with a number of brands, but I also keen to explore any sort of products. It doesn't have to be the big brands. I'm really interested in the smaller brands and some of the more niche stuff that you can get from AliExpress and places like that. I bought these probably 2 or 3 months ago now because I'd been looking at reviews. I was wanting to buy a set of carbon wheels for a while for my bike, which is in the background. I was looking at some Hunt wheels or getting some Scribe wheels or something like that. But after reading lots of reviews online, these ones looked like they would be a really good deal. I was a little bit hesitant at first because just buy them from AliExpress. So, and you know, sometimes the stuff you get from AliExpress isn't the best. So today I'm going to do a review of these wheels and tell you what I think of them. So first I thought it would be good to just have a look on the website, the actual page that I bought the wheels from. So this is where I bought it from. Elite ENT 2.0 disc brake wheels. This is the newer version of the ENT disc range. They've made a few changes to the hub mostly, I think. The free hub, the way it works, which we'll have a look at in a minute. So yeah, I've been reading up online, lots of forums saying that these wheels are just as good as any of the sort of sub £1,000 wheels that you can get, like the Hunt wheels or the Scribe wheels. They sort of sit around that sort of quality range, but they're obviously much cheaper because the Hunt wheels, I think, they keep putting the prices up. I think at the moment they're sort of £600-700 for the sort of equivalent entry-level carbon wheels that they offer, and similar sort of price for Scribe wheels and the other sort of brands that you get for this sort of wheel. So the price I paid for them, I think I bought them they were in the sale, and the price does change all the time for these wheels, I've noticed. I keep on coming back to the page and having a look. I bought them for, I think, £250, but then one thing you have to bear in mind is the shipping. Even though it says free shipping here, I went and ordered the wheels choosing the free shipping method, but they actually messaged me saying no, you need to select the $69.76 this paid for shipping instead, because in fact if we go down here, they have a little bit here say about the shipping method. Yeah, don't do the free shipping because you'll end up having to pay the tax anyway, and there's a risk that things could take longer. And so yeah, I just paid for the extra shipping just for the peace of mind. And they took I think they took 3 or 4 weeks to arrive, which is to be expected. They're coming from, you know, a long way away. I was happy to wait, and for that price, yeah, absolute bargain. So let's have a look at the specs of the wheels. So I think these wheels, they are they're 1600 grams, which is, it's not the lightest wheel, but that's pretty light in comparison to a lot of wheels. For example, I've got a giant Propel in the bike in the shop at the moment. It's got some SLR2 carbon wheels at a 50mm depth, I believe, and they're 1700, and that's on a brand new giant Propel with SRAM rival AXS shifting, and I think they cost £1,000, possibly more than £1,000 for a set of those. So these are lighter than those, and they're a third of the price, which I think is great. So they come in a few different rim depths: 30, 38, 50, 55, 60, 82, obviously different weights depending on what rim depth you go for. I went for 50, so 1600 for the 50. You've got the usual XDR SRAM free hub option. I've got Shimano on my bike, so I went for Shimano. Good quality spokes. You've got the 4 pools. So I believe on previous models they had less pools and less points of engagement. So POE 120 points of engagement, I believe is what that means. Yeah, so here we go. So I think the trend at the moment is to have a slightly wider inner width for your rim. So the 21 millimeters is sort of good. It's on trend for what wheels are coming out as at the moment. You can put 25C to 43C size tyres on. I thought about using these on a gravel bike. I don't see why you couldn't. They seem very sturdy. They've got good quality spokes. I think it'd be fine to put some gravel tyres on here and run them on a gravel bike on some lighter terrain. The outer width is 28mm, so yeah, you compare these with some 28mm tyres. I think are the optimal tyre width if you want aerodynamics. I've got some 32s. I've got the Pirelli Cinturato Velo tyres on at the moment. There we go, if you can see that. These are 32s, they're pretty chunky. But they feel lovely to ride. They're very soft and forgiving. Not as fast as, GP5000 25mm, but they're fast enough and they're very comfortable to ride, which is what I want. Also, you can run these tubeless. They're tubeless compatible straight out of the box. They give you rim tape, so you can tape them up. You can put a tubeless valve in and obviously set them up tubeless. Personally, I've gone off using tubeless tyres on road bikes because you end up faffing around so much and making a mess. So I'm now using the TPU inner tubes. These are actually from AliExpress too. These are the Ride Now inner tubes. I'll do a review on those at some point as well. These are really good. They're just as cheap as running a normal butyl inner tube if you get them from AliExpress. And the advantage of running TPU tubes is that you can run non-tubeless versions of tyres. So for example, if you went for a GP5000 Continental tyre, the tubeless version is actually heavier than the tubed version. So if you run a TPU tube with the tubed version of the GP5000, you've got a much lighter whole system than if you were to set it up tubeless, because these inner tubes are, I think, 36 grams, which is incredibly light. A normal butyl inner tube, I think, is about 140 grams, so you're saving over 100 grams per wheel. So yeah, check out the TPU inner tubes as well. I'll do another video on those. Information about the difference between the older model and the new model. So they've got some different bearings. I'm not sure what S&S bearing means, to be honest. Just probably an upgraded bearing. One thing I will say about the bearings in the actual hub are fine. The free hub bearings are very small, which because I do a lot of free hub services replacing the bearings, sometimes the free hubs with the really small bearings wear out quicker, I have found. But they've lasted very well so far. I've done about 1,000 kilometres. You should get, lots and lots of kilometres out of free hubs before you have to replace the bearings, but I don't think it's an issue so far. I haven't ridden through the winter yet, but yeah, we'll see when we get to that point. So the other thing that's really interesting to look at is the splines on the free hub. Sometimes on really cheap wheels, you'll see that the splines get bitten into by the sprockets of the cassette, And a lot of wheels will have a special strip on one of the splines, like the Hunt wheels. They'll have a stainless steel strip on the aluminium, I think it's stainless steel, on the aluminium free hub body, which is designed to stop the biting in of the sprockets on the free hub, which is really good. They don't have that on these wheels, but there hasn't been much biting in, so I think the quality of the aluminium they're using on the free hub is clearly quite good. I'm quite a heavy rider, reasonably, I'm 92 kilograms, put out reasonable power, do lots of hills, and I haven't noticed a lot of biting in on the hub, so that's all good as far as that's concerned. So yeah, so the new hub has got 4 pulls rather than 6 pulls, but it's got it's got more points of engagement. So there's 60 teeth on the inside of the hub, as opposed to 36 teeth before. So yeah, so that's how you're getting that increased engagement. The pulls also have there's kind of 2 lips on each pull. So that's probably accounting for a lot of the increased points of engagement as well. So the spokes, these wheels, so a lot of the wheels at this price point you see J-bend spokes on the hub, so it doesn't necessarily mean that the hub or the wheel is of low quality or anything like that, but I generally think that the straight pull spokes that come out of the hub dead straight and they don't have that J-bend, they just seem higher quality to me, and they seem less likely to go out of true, and I just think they look better. It looks like the machining, it looks like more thought has gone into designing the wheels if you've got the straight bend, the straight pull spokes. I think they look really good on this set of wheels. So here's an exploded sort of diagram of the hubs. So you can see this is the front hub, you've got the straight pull spokes. I just think the machining looks so much nicer on the straight pull spokes as opposed to J-bend. I think it's just personal preference, don't think it necessarily means that the hub is better quality, but I just prefer it. You've got centre lock disc brake rotors, so yeah, obviously you're not going to be able to use the not old-fashioned, but the 6-bolt rotors that you find on a lot of older bikes. So you'll have to use sort of Shimano or any rotor that has the centre lock option. So yeah, 2 sealed cartridge bearings on the front hub, and then you've got your top caps. This is really nice. This is what you want to see on a modern hub. You want 2 top caps on either side of the axle in the middle. It just makes servicing the wheels so much easier, looking after them so much simpler, because a lot of hubs you'll have sort of threaded bits that you have to sort of tighten up and then adjust them with an Allen key, and then it's just, yeah, you just don't want to be dealing with that. This is so much simpler than having any sort of threaded bits that you've got to adjust on hubs. I really can't stand that. So yeah, the rear hub, similar sort of design. You've got the top caps with the sealed cartridge bearings, so really easy to service. And then in the free hub here, you have the 2 smaller sealed cartridge bearings, and it all just fits together really nicely. So there's not loads and loads of parts, which is really important when you're looking at buying a set of wheels. You don't want a hub that's got loads and loads of little bits in it that you've got to worry about. For example, some of the Mavic hubs, they're just really complicated and unnecessarily put together, and you have to buy loads of different tools to take them apart. Don't want to be worrying about that. Just get a simple set of hubs where you can service them easily. They've got normal size bearings, everything's simple. So, would I buy these wheels again? Yes, 100%. I would buy these wheels again. They're really, really nice. Like I said, I was a bit apprehensive about spending 300 and something quid on AliExpress at first, but I'm really glad that I did because they're really good. They're just as good as any of the Hunt wheels or the Scribe wheels that you can get, which are 3 times the price of these wheels. Build quality's really good. The customer service was very good. I feel confident that if a spoke breaks or anything goes wrong with it, I'll be able to get any spare parts for it. I believe there is a warranty as well, which I feel confident that if anything goes wrong, I'll be able to use. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you've got any questions about these wheels, just send me a message. This isn't sponsored, or I wasn't given these wheels by Elite. I just bought these a few months ago. I thought I'd do a review of them. I'll put a link to the wheels below this video if you want to, because there's a few different pages on AliExpress that are selling the same wheels. I'll send you, below is a link to the exact page where I bought them from, which is the Elite shop. Go directly to them, get them from there. If you want to get the ones that I got. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like I said, if you've got any questions, put it in the comments below or send me a message. Happy to answer anything that you want to know. Okay, thank you.